everybody, welcome back to another dev stream. Today we are going to be working on, give me a minute, we're working on traps and working on teleports. So just in case people are watching this after the fact, you don't know this, it's not a Patreon video for some reason or whatever. My name's Kevin. We do these dev streams as part of the journey, and what is now, I believe, the new working title is Tales of Theron, the Rend. So the game is now called the Rend, and today we're going to be doing just a live dev stream. Community hop in, ask questions, we chat about different stuff, I show people the status of the game, all those kinds of things, and we also get to see, hopefully, actual work happening. Although we definitely did struggle in our last, I think it was our last, 2 times ago to get jumps to work. But with that, welcome Rusty. Also, quick shout out, thank you everybody and all Patreon members for helping support this whole effort and crazy adventure. So, with that, let me show you.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I cannot hear you actually.
You cannot hear me.
Don't know if it's from my end.
I wonder if YouTube is a problem. Oh yes, I think it's probably YouTube's. I'm sorry, probably just Discord. So hopefully we are good to go with Discord. So just in case you missed it, I did the whole disclaimer, the whole intro, and you are being recorded. So, you know, State of California, you have to know that if you don't want to be recorded or seen, you got it. Where we're at is we're going to do a quick review of where we are with our level, and then we're going to be building a couple of things here. So this might be easier to see from a side view. It's kind of more like a map. The whole idea, everything we're working for, is to get to a playtest, a movement playtest. And part of that playtest is we also have to teach players how to play the game. So we start over here. And the idea is it's basically simple. There's going to be, move left and right, press space to jump, la-di-da-da, press jump to jump up through these platforms, press jump and down to down through these. Hey, look, you can climb this tree. It looks like, I know it looks like a really cool tree. It's a checker tree. And then you can smash down through these things, smash through these things, and then you get to a point where let's see here. Oh, and then we've got, then you get double jump, and then you got a double jump up here, and then you're good to go. And then right down here is where the actual obstacle course is going to start. The timer is going to start, and it's going to be, there'll be a leaderboard, and whoever can get through the obstacle course the quickest. So we've got your standard stuff, single jumps, double jumps, climbing, grabbing things midair, jumps midair, etc. Picking up double jump to this platform, smashing down, climbing up, a little bit of climbing movement stuff, because the goal, remember, is to also test to see how movement feels. Is it acceptable? Can we move forward? What kinds of changes do we need to make? Go through smash down, go through some of our obstacles, some of our hazards. These, I'll show you how these work in a minute. Before we do one final hop, hazard hop, up to smash and end it. So let's just play through it real quick so you all can see what this looks like from the beginning. All right, so also have the new character coming. Anyways, this is left and right, nothing big. Quick hop, big hop, that's a press and hold hop. And then you're going to jump up through here. This is all part of the tutorial. There's no timing to this yet. Crouch down and drop down. Then there's tutorial, you're going to climb up. You can jump and climb and jump over. Once again, tutorial, press down while in the air. You can smash down. One more. And then we got our smash rights and lefts. And then we've got our double jump. You won't be able to make that unless you double jump. Same thing. And then you're going to come over here. And then this is where the timer is going to start. So there'll be like a gate, and this will be the timed trial. So from here, you're going to run, quick jump. And just a quick little note, I purposely, the goal here is to force use of different aspects of the movement set. You cannot do a prolonged hold here, because if you do, you hit your head on the ceiling. So this is why the ceiling is here. These are purposeful design decisions to get the player to realize you got to do a quick hop, right? And then a big hop to get over. But if you do a double, which I shouldn't even have the power to do yet. Oh my goodness, we're not going all the way back. Let's go back to... that's part of what we're working on today, by the way, is the teleport. Okay, so quick hop, big hold, hop, and go. Now, one of the things I also, I'm going to kick around with everybody today is replacing the death spikes. But anyways, we get over here, we hop up our tree. Okay, these checkpoint, these little, I'm pointing it on the computer screen like you can see. Okay, the big giant fire orbs, those aren't fire orbs. Those are actually objective points, and you've got to pick those up. And they are positioned so that the ideal way is you pop up through them. When you hop down, you got to hop down, and hop down. But they're also, so you can see I picked up all three of them, so you can see I have no active quests. So those are going to be littered all throughout this objective run. And the thing about this is you cannot do a jump from here and get to that, right? You cannot get, we got to make it so you can't get to this by doing in other words, we don't want you to be able to cheese it. Okay, or you could come over here and do a double jump to get there, but you cannot get a double jump. We got to make this a little higher. We got to make it so you can't double jump up here and skip this section, because you could, you know what, maybe that's not bad, I don't know. We'll see. We got to make it so that the most efficient way though is so that when we're up here, we drop down, mid-air jump. The whole point of this is to promote a mid-air jump. Then, oh, actually, no, I forgot. We don't have to worry about that. You don't have double jump yet on the right side, so you cannot get to that orange globe that we see right now. You don't get double jump till you get to here. So in the middle of your timed run, all of a sudden you're going to get double jump, and that's going to allow you to make the jump across here, these jumps here, and then you're going to get to your first smash and down, another double jump, and then we got another double jump, and then we're going to get into just climb. Just the usual platformer jumping, like how's it feel to try to like negotiate platforms, combinations of single jumps and double jumps. And I got to relax a little. I'm a little bit nervous because we're streaming and I'm trying to play a game at the same time. My hands are shaking. I can't even tap the keyboard. So double jump up to here. And you know, platforms get smaller as we go, because I want to get feedback on air control as we're going through this. And then there's the last big double jump, which I missed. Whew.
Nice.
Okay. Smash, smash, smash. And then these guys are the new obstacles. They don't kill you. If you walk into them, you get zapped. And they slow you down and slow your movement speed for like a second. All right, and the way this one's set up is when it goes, if you just start walking at the right pace, you'll be able to run right through it. So once you figure out what the pace is, you're good to go. Same thing here, double jump and a dash will get you through there. If not, you get paused. This one, that's random, so you just can't time it. You just got to try to get through it as fast as you can. And then actually I need to put a wall here so you can't go back the wrong way. And then we have one more wall climb with a double jump attached to it. I missed and I got shocked. Okay. And I do need to make sure that this is intuitive and doable without let's see here, like jump has to work properly. All right, and then that's it, final. So that's the whole kind of movement, Jim. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The two things that I wanted to visit today were, I think it feels really bad as a player if you're running along and you hit this and you die and you have to go all the way back to the start. I don't want to punish new players. I do want new players to make it through this. I want them to get a time and then from then on practice and improve their time, not punish them. So I think, imagine you're up here and you accidentally fall off this edge, and I could fix that just by putting a block here, and you fall all the way down, or you go to make this double jump and you miss it and you fall into one of these pits and you have to go all the way back to the beginning. I think that's pretty punishing for players. So as fun as these death spikes are, I'm going to replace these. We're going to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of these with... I'm going to replace these with one of our move obstacles instead, or our zappers. So if we just take these and we drop them down, and actually let me get out of full screen mode so I can see what's going on, and we do a 90 degrees in Y, not 80, we want 90. Okay, and these are set up. So, okay, so the way these are set up is kind of fun. The way it works is there's 3 parts. If you touch either of the electric spikes, they will shock you. And then there's also a electric detection collision in the middle. So anytime you touch the electric generators on each end, you would get shocked. If you're jumping through it and it's not active, it will this will turn off so you can walk through without getting shocked. And then we have a height, so I can change the size of this, like how tall they are based on like level design and stuff. So if we just drop a couple of these inside our level in place of the death spikes, then what'll happen is when players fall into these, it will still slow them down, but it won't cause them to restart, and they'll still be able to finish the level. Okay, and if we do maybe 2 more of these. So now let's see, let's double check. Oh, they're turning on and off though. Okay, so there's a setting for these, but you'll see now if I fall in, I keep getting shocked, but like my game's not over. I can jump out and keep going. Okay, so now I put a setting on these where we can turn it so that the disable timer. So this disable timer determines, let's see, can you see? Yeah, this disable timer over here determines how long these stay on. If I set it to 0, they will never shut off. So I can set all of these to 0. That way these are always on. And ideally, I would also make it so that these are smaller so they look nicer, but for right now, let's just test this out. Yeah, that totally works. So they just stay on. Meanwhile, the ones up top, they come on and off. And that way if I fall in here, once again, I just get shocked, but I can eventually jump out. Now, it might be, that's pretty punishing because I get shocked at each stage. Like I get shocked when I hit when I hit the electric node. I get shocked so there's 3 parts. I get shocked in this part, but once I'm in it, I'm free to move. I get shocked if I hit the bottom probe, and I get shocked if I hit the top probe. So that's sort of punishing. We may want to change it so that if you get shocked by either of any of these, that's it until the next time you completely leave and re-overlap. I'll have to look at that. Mostly in this one, it doesn't matter because if you fall in, you're good. You get a chance to kind of catch your breath and jump out. But in these, because you're overlapping like all 3 all the time, it's like 3 painful shocks. And although that might be cool too, because you literally just missed a small jump. So if you missed a small jump, it might be worth a bigger punishment because it's like a tap.
Why don't you use a cooldown to get the damage? You know, like the player is invincible for a small window, and then he just gets zapped again.
That's something else we could do, where you could put a gameplay effect on the player where they are electric proof for a little while, for example. Because this doesn't actually do damage. This is it's literally a shock and a stun, no damage. But we could make them. That is definitely one thing we could do. We could do it both ways. We could provide stun immunity, or we could make it so that the shocker turns off. Yeah, one of the reasons I like your suggestion, Rusty, is because if we start thinking about multiplayer and there's 2 players and one shocks themselves, the other one falls in, they don't get shocked at all. But if we apply a gameplay effect that basically makes you electric proof, then that works. All right, I'll think about that. I'll figure that out. Mostly, I think from a multiplayer standpoint. Up and down, over, double jump. I think I'm going to work on those walls a little bit, because jumping, I would like it to feel like when you double jump, you don't hit the edge, right? There's a smooth arc to it. Like that was okay. That was okay, smooth arc. So, and that's just all level design. Oh. I don't know why I'm nervous. All right, anyways, so that's that. Now, here's the problem. When we do this, so we've gone through the whole deal. Now at this point, you've finished the tutorial, and now you just want to rerun the gauntlet, right? You want to rerun the obstacle course. Well, you don't want to have to run through the tutorial every time. So we need a teleporter. We need a teleporter where once you've done the tutorial, you have the option to teleport to the start point. So that's what we're going to make right now, unless there's something else that you wanted to go over, Rusty. That's what I was thinking.
And there's one thing I might change in the tutorial is the order of the breakthrough walls.
Okay.
I would first put the normal horizontal walls and then breaking down. Because you're teaching the player that he has the ability to break through, like normally, I would say, in a regular fashion. And then on top, you add, after that, the breakdown. See what I mean?
That's easy to do. Yeah, that's totally easy to do, because what I can do is I can just shift these over to be here. And then I can take this, shrink it down, bring it over like so. It's an easy change, for example.
In terms of progression, for me, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I think probably what I'm going to do is make this a little bit thinner. Bring these over. And then let's create, actually let's just take this and use this as our other wall. We'll move this over.
But otherwise it's looking good, man.
There's a few more things, and then I'm hoping we'll be able to have you all play test this stuff. Okay. All right, and then this is going to go vertical, for example, and then this can go further horizontal.
And maybe the first of the 3 down should just like be lined up to the top.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
No, that's a good call. I think it was originally. Okay. We may need to make that hallway longer for the first one. Let's see. Let's take our start point, and we're going to move it over here so we can just test that phase real quick.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. I might make this hallway a little bit longer. Undo. Okay. think it'll feel longer if it's shorter too. There we go. And leave some headroom though. So interesting. Okay, because we want to give the player space to jump up. So I think what we'll do here, one more, and then stick this. So trying to figure out how to do this stuff so the player can, and also anticipate. And here's the other thing. If there's anything I've learned, we're never going to be able to anticipate all the shenanigans players are going to get up to, and they're going to find ways through it, and they're going to cheese it in some way. But you know what? What are you going to do? Okay, so now I have room to jump and pound down.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Okay. Couple other quick things here. And I'm constantly moving this start point around so I don't have to rerun the whole thing. And just check that. Missed it. Okay, cool.
I like the effect of the rubble bouncing off the walls. That's really neat.
Cool. Thanks, man. I mean, there's certain things that I know I'm not supposed to do art, but there's certain things that I think I will contribute to the satisfaction. So when you smash a smashable wall, having that kind of stuff there, I think helps.
It's just the little details that matter, really.
Yeah. And similarly, like I am going to do a passive character movement to, get the jumps feeling good and stuff like that. So. All right, theoretically, that's it. This is probably going to change slightly over time. That's fine. Like I said, there's a couple things in some of these jumps where, like this in particular, the double jump in this region, when I go from this platform to this platform, the arc of it, you always hit the top of this. I think if I give myself more room, it'll have a nice fluid flow to it, pop, pop. So I probably need to expand this out so there's no way to not hit the top of this if you're at a run. And I want to make that so that you can have just a nice smooth arcs. So I may have to either double jump needs to be tuned or the level needs to be tuned so that it just feels good as a player that you have that smooth double jump before you go into this smash. And I think the answer is make this run up slightly longer so that the arc here is there. But that said, let's save everything. Illegal references? I don't even know what you're talking about. Before. That's just complaining about my plugin architecture. What is going on? Doesn't look like it connect to my Perfor server. That's no bueno. Huh. All right. Alrighty. Guess we're not going to be doing that right now. I've noticed that something is definitely going on with my Perfor server, which is awesome because everything else is not already falling apart. All right, so as I was saying, what we need to do is we need to create a teleport. So in our plugins for that needs to get renamed eventually, environment. I think that's kind of a gameplay thing though, right? Assets, environment, gameplay. Let's do, let's create a new actor. See if we can't figure this out in our head. This is going to be our BP teleporter. And for now, let's just add a Niagara particle system to it. And let's use a loot. Let's use loot pickup. Okay, and let's make it 4. And then let's see how big that is on the level if we drop this over here. Okay, and then where's our character start? Where's our character start? Okay, that looks teleport-ish. It'll work for now, so we know where it is. Cool, now we just gotta make the thing work. There are lots of ways to do teleportation. I think ultimately what we're going to do we do need an overlap. So let's do a collision. Let's do a box collision. And let's go, let's say 50, 50, 50. And we'll go 100. And we'll shift it up 50, 100. No, let's go 50. Okay. And let's go 75. Yeah, let's call that good enough. And then on begin overlap of this box. So we're going to add event on component begin overlap. Let's cast this to the player. For right now, I think there's probably a world where we want enemies to be able to teleport to, but for now, let's just go with player. If that's true, we need to know where we're going to. So let's get actors with tag. Okay. And the tag that I want in this case, if we're thinking about this, what we're going to do is we're going to tag the destination to be the other teleporter. Okay, so, and the tag is going to be, ooh, interesting. Let's just call this, for right now, let's go teleport.
Exit.
Obstacle start. Because that's where we want to go to, right? So we're going to get all the actors that has the tag obstacle start. And then if we have the length, I'm going to assume that there's only one. So if it's greater than 0, we're just going to grab the first one. Get the first one. And then we're going to get the actor location. And then with that, we are going to take our hero, teleport, and we're going to set the destination to be wherever this thing happens to be. I am totally making this up. We'll see how it goes in a second. And there's definitely going to be some issues with it. one issue that I'm concerned about is if the destination is also a teleporter and you get there and you're overlapping, it's going to teleport you right back to where you came from, for example. Those are just some of the edge cases I'm already thinking about in my mind. So begin overlap, we're going to find actors with this tag, and if they have that tag, we're going to teleport there. That should be fun. So let's save that. And then let's take our teleporter and let's make a copy of it over here. And this is the start. We could probably start. Okay, once again, level planning. If we put our teleporter here, it won't be visible yet until you finish the level. But if you come in here and you drop down on it, we want to make sure it doesn't teleport you back to the beginning. That's one thing. Or what we could do is we could put the destination here instead.
That makes sense.
Right? So that you come in here and then you come in here and then the start is going to be here. And like that way you're not going through it all. It's just a quick start. The other option is actually probably what would be even better is if we did something. Ooh, let's do this. Let's go like this. And we'll adjust this double jump in a minute. And we'll put the teleport like back under here. Right? That way you just drop down and you're ready to go. And I can make this smoother. Okay, cool. So this is our destination. And then let's add a tag to this. Tag. And the tag is teleport obstacle start. Whoa. Okay. So we have a teleport obstacle start. There might be something that's worth mentioning here is in the teleport world, it is possible, depending on how big your levels are and level streaming and everything that goes into it, this may not even be loaded yet. So if we were trying to teleport to a place that was really, really far away, this whole get actors of class, etc. may not work. There may be a whole other set of things we have to do, like is the level loaded up, etc. But for the purpose of this playtest and what we're trying to get to, I think that this will probably work. Let's find out though. Okay, so come in here and get the head to teleport to it. And when we, now here's a trick though. We don't want this to be the case. We want this to be promoted to a variable because each one is going to have a different one. So this is going to be DestinationTag, and it's going to be instance editable and exposed on spawn. And this is going to be a quick hack fix because over here in our destination tag, we can fill that in. It's going to go to teleporter start. Obviously, that's not going to work in an overall teleport system. What's going to work is you go in a teleport, it shows you on the map, or you get choices and you choose and then you would go there. But in this case, what's going to happen is theoretically this is going to teleport us all the way over to here. And then when we get here, this thing is going to try to teleport us again, but there's going to be no destination tag. So it's not going to be able to find any actors with that tag. I don't think. Unless it gets actors that have no tag. Let's do save all. Okay, let's try to play this. Whoa. Okay, also we need to disable collision because we can't move. But dude, it worked. It's cool. That was kind of wild.
Let's try. That's neat.
Okay, so a couple things. Teleporter, collision. We don't have collision there. Oh, interesting. The box is parented to the particles. Attach. Collision, overlap all. Character cannot step up on. So So compile and save that. Give that another try. Oh, I know what it is. This is sneaky. Okay, so we got to take this guy and we got to do for nav, not nav. Can be damaged, can cluster, can ever affect navigation. So what's happening is where this is placed is, I think, causing a problem with navigation, although I would have thought that that was enemies only. Interesting.
Nope.
So am I in the ground?
Is it the effect itself that you're... Oh, maybe the ground.
I'm stuck in it.
Inside the...
I didn't know
Inside
Niagara
the-
Systems had collision. What?
Is it... Yeah, what?
What? Okay, hold on. Let's do something. Let's delete the Niagara system. See, let's
Just leave
eliminate
the
some
box, yeah.
variables. Okay, it's not the Niagara system. Thank God. Okay, so the box is set to overlap all. No collision. Overlap all.
There shouldn't be no collision.
The problem is if it's no collision. Here, let's try something. If I go no collision.
Then you
On the
actually
box.
teleport.
Yeah, I'm not going to teleport,
you
but
can.
I can at least
Yeah.
I can at least walk through it. That was one of my questions. Okay, if we get over here. I know there's a faster way to do this, but... And this is why we're making a teleport, y'all. Oh man, I still have 2 more jumps. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting stuck in it with no collision. So it's got to be the box then. Okay, hold on a second. Let's do overlap all. Let's not teleport. Oh. It's blocking. Why is it blocking? I can even stand on it. Dude, that is not. This is a box collision with no overlap turned on. What in the world is... Okay. No collision. Let's go custom. And let's go ignore all. And we're going to overlap players, pawns. Let's do that. That's crazy. Okay.
No, you can't.
No, I just need to reconnect it.
Hmm.
That's wild because you would think no collision, that's what that means. Object type. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of wild. Hold up a second. Am I now not overlapping at all? Compile, save. Overlap. Collision enabled. Query only. There we go. The one thing that's funky about this, here's the one thing that's funky about this. And this could just be the film person in me. When we start this, when we go left, if we go left to go through this teleport, we're already pressing left when we come out, so we run straight into this wall. And this reminds me a little bit about the 180 rule in film, where generally speaking, if you don't want to confuse your audience, you shouldn't do a full 180 camera flip. It's just this rule. So either we kind of want this teleport to be in front of the character, where when we walk through, we come out walking the right way.
Yeah.
Right? That feels good. So there's a couple issues to potentially think about here. One is if we go back to this position, because the character's going to spawn here, that way they can choose to teleport,
Or they can do the tutorial again.
or they can go through and do the tutorial. In that case, then what we should do is we should change the level layout and go back to what we had before, where this thing was up here in this pocket,
Up there, yeah.
and then the character will run out onto that, right? And then what happens is when they're pressing left, when they come out, they'll be pressing left, so it'll feel natural, right? Like that feels good.
But that's better. You could also move the first teleporter to have it like that the player has to jump towards it.
Yep, and I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what's more intuitive from a player standpoint, because like absolutely what we could do is we could move this to be up here
In a little room.
in a little bit of a platform, so to speak. And then what, are you kidding me? Did you see what happened there?
Did you just move the effect without
Just the
what?
effect. So dumb. Okay. All right. Let's try that again. So for example, to your point, we could do this, and the player starts here,
Way back,
and then
yeah.
they choose if they're going to jump up to that teleport, versus walking backwards real quick to the teleport.
Which could be clunky because it means the player always has to do that jump if he wants to do the
Right. So it's like,
skip the tutorial.
let's see, jump 3 should be enough. We could make it just, I mean, it is like you're running, one jump there. Like we could do that. And it won't get in the way of this if you want to keep going. Interesting.
And then you're back.
I don't know which is better.
I think just leaving it on the left of the player, like you said, so he can just like run backwards and he's where the exit is where it is now, is all right.
Okay, I'm going with that. Taking feedback as we go. That's what we'll roll with,
Yeah.
and depending on what players, like what the masses say, we'll update accordingly.
So it's an interesting idea to use the teleporter. I would have gone a completely different route and suggest that skipping the tutorial entirely when it's done without even giving the player a choice. Like you have like 2 starting points and depending, like you have like a little zone at the end of the tutorial. Once the player hits it, it says completed tutorial, and that activates the second starting point and cancel the other one. So that you skip it entirely. You remove the choice to the player to do the tutorial again, in a way.
Yeah, the one catch I have with that, or the one thing that I wonder about that with that is, what if somebody else wants to play on the same machine?
Right.
Right. Then you're dealing with save games, right, and slots, and resetting the slots and so on. Whereas this, it's like, oh, you should. If somebody's sitting there and they already have the game up, and they're like, oh, you should try it, then you just you literally just play and just skip that if you want, you know.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see both.
I mean, it's always better to leave choices to the player, and it's not too complicated to get to skip the tutorial in this way. Plus, it's cool. You got to see how to make a teleporter. So
Jeff just hopped in. Just so you know, this is being recorded, Jeff. So, California, you have to know anything you say is being recorded and will potentially be on a whatchamacallit stream. So, but welcome to the dev stream. Jeff is also helping out with some stuff for characters, so we can replace this character with something way cooler.
I like this character. Are you gonna recycle it, or is it just done?
I like this character, but she is a little too cutesy for the overall tone that I wanted.
You're gonna keep it as an NPC, perhaps?
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I missed it. I missed the timing. So there's a lot of work left to do with the world generation. Wait for it. I can actually show you. Missed. I believe I can show you the new character for fun. Rusty is one of our Rusty is one of our longtime patrons.
Sure.
Hops in, helps out, feedback, all kinds of great stuff. So the new character. Is it gonna launch Photoshop? It's gonna launch Photoshop. So this is one of 5 races. This is a Varith.
Yeah, you showed us that. That looks cool, man.
Yeah. So and Jeff is helping bring this to life, which is great. So I don't know if she's gonna fit with this, but so each of the 5 regions, I also still have to come up with like all the wildlife and everything in them, because I need the wildlife so that I can corrupt it. So there's so much work to do. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she could be.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to be here, and yeah, I definitely understand the rules.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I've been working on this, just trying to get it. Working with you ever heard of Spine, Rusty?
Fine.
Okay, a Spine 2D. It's like a pretty much a program that's kind of like Maya and others, but it's meant for 2D. So it's closer akin to like Adobe Animate and other things like that.
All right, so it's pure 2D animation type
Toon,
of thing, and
yeah, Toon Boon, but Toon Boon's more for that's more for like TV shows, like cartoons and stuff.
Right.
But this is more tailored towards games.
Spine, I might have like it's not a recent program though, is it?
No, it had a Kickstarter roughly. I started using it in 2017, but it had a Kickstarter a little earlier than that. I think around 2016.
I might check it out.
It's really cool.
You have to pay, right? Yeah, you have to purchase. How expensive is it?
It's not crazy. It's
yeah, it's not crazy. It's not,
I mean,
like
yeah. I guess the professional version is not something that you need, but like just
no.
Yeah, they have a promotion as well. Like it should be $99. It's down to $69. Decent.
Wait, it's at 69. I'll buy
it. Yeah, right.
Apparently, I'm gonna need it. Okay, so where does that put us with our stream today? So we went through the new obstacles, and we actually got the teleporters working, which is cool. I think the only other pieces, so the other big pieces that we need to get going are, we're going to update all of our, we have to basically go through and place all of our pickups, our quest pieces or quest pickups, replace these and place them all throughout strategically so that it forces the player to do the climb, to make the jumps, to do all that stuff. And then we need our start pad to start the timer, we need our timer, we need our leaderboard. We're not going to get through all this today. We're not even going to try to tackle this today. This is what's coming probably in either Friday or Saturday night stream. We're going to be working on the actual game mode. That's where we're at. So we're going to be working on the game mode where we need our timer, we need our leaderboard. We're going to need our database that allows us to share our leaderboard across players that are playing all throughout the world. That's going to be fun. And then I thought we needed a save game. I was pretty sure we needed a save game.
I mean, yeah, you have to save at some point, right?
Oh, I know what it was. I know why we need save game. We need save game so that when you finish the tutorial the first time, okay, yes. So we need a very simple implementation of save game where when you finish the tutorial the first time, what we're going to do is we're going to save tutorial complete. Then once the tutorial is complete, the teleport nodes will appear so that every time you start after that, the teleport nodes will be there. That way you can skip the tutorial and go straight to the timed obstacle course. So those are the things that we're going to be working on Friday or Saturday night. So here, actually, let me write that down just so it's clear. And actually, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to full on cheat. If I can get as much of that done beforehand for Friday and Saturday night, or Saturday night, then we'll work on whatever's left over. So we need the save game for tutorial complete. We need replace our pickups for progress, a timer, a leaderboard, and a start pad. And then y'all, I think we might be ready for a playtest. That's kind of wild to think about. Who knows if this game will even install on anybody else's computer?
I'm sure you... I usually have loads of surprise when I try to export a game and package it, and I get like errors at the ass, and I'm like, how does that work? What have I done wrong here?
Yeah. Well, anyways, so that's what's coming. I'm gonna wrap up the stream real quick for just for the recording so other Patreon members can check that out, and then I'll come back here and hang out for a second. So everybody else, as always, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for being part of this adventure, whether this is part of Patreon or you're viewing this at a future date when it gets released. As always, I appreciate all feedback. You help make this thing what it's going to be. My name's Kevin. Take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.